Hello, this is Tony with Phillips Fishworks, and today I want to talk to you guys about firestones. These are the little ceramic gift I include in all my orders. It's just a little handmade trinket or worry stone. We call them firestones, something to show my appreciation. I've been making art and working with clay a very long time, and I got on to making these little ceramic pendants and other little ceramic knickknacks. I've been making them for years, and I love giving them away. So now that I'm shipping boxes out every week, it gave me a good reason to keep making these things. They are all individually handmade out of clay. We extrude a big long piece of clay out, then I'm able to cut it up so I have, somewhat similar size pieces of clay to work with. Then we use a homemade stamp to stamp in our designs. They gotta dry for about a week and then they're ready to glaze. It's a homemade glaze as well, and I'm putting them onto a steel rack that's going to go directly into the kiln. This rack holds about 150 or so. Here I am digging the kiln out. We do have to fire year round, and it's gotten kind of challenging to keep up with all the orders going out. So we end up having to fire at least a couple times a week. The snowstorm we had recently, we got quite a bit of snow, shut us down for a few days, and actually UPS wasn't running anyways. This is an old electric kiln. We've actually converted it into a propane kiln. Having propane, we're able to heat it up much faster than an old electric kiln. Put the pendants in. Now I've got to light the burner, and I'm going to close the primary air valve on it. This lets me I'm going to burn it at a low temperature. This is kind of a preheat cycle. I'm going to stick it in the kiln way up in there so the flames are not wrapping around and touching any of the firestones. This is going to heat up very slowly for the first few hundred degrees. So in the wintertime, that propane bottle tends to freeze up a little bit and make firing difficult. So I like to set it in a little barrel of water. That way it doesn't freeze up as bad. We're past the preheat. Now we're going to start to turn that heat up. With all the snow and ice, I've got to spend a few minutes here cleaning up the area and getting the burner positioned in the correct spot so we fire consistently and fire quickly. At this point, we're going to start advancing the heat quickly now. Looks like we're about 406 degrees Fahrenheit. This is Excelsior. It's like a shredded wood product used in packaging sometimes. They also use them in fruit fly cultures. Been about an hour and a half. We're at 1,920 degrees Fahrenheit, almost 2,000 degrees. And that is red hot inside, literally red hot. The glaze, which was it's like a mineral based kind of chalky consistency that has completely melted into a liquid glass. So we've got to pull the firestones out while they're red hot. This is part of that Raku process that makes Raku firing different than traditional ceramic firing. So we're pulling out the firestones. We're at that 1900 degree mark or so. And the surface of that glaze is actually still tacky. It's like a taffy glass almost. So I've got to set it, let it cool for a minute before I put it into the wood. So now I'm setting that steel rack on top of that shredded wood. And because it's so hot, it's going to instantly catch on fire. And the purpose of that is to create a reduction atmosphere. So we're going to cover and seal this up, and that's going to create that reduction atmosphere. It's going to reduce the oxygen by burning up all the oxygen. In that process of burning up all the oxygen, it pulls oxygen out of the clay, and it has a great effect on the glaze typically, especially this turquoise glaze has copper carbonate. It's able to pull the metallics out sometimes. Through chemical processes, that back of that clay turns black, and that's kind of embedded into the clay. It's not just a black soot on the outside that can wipe off. Any unglazed surfaces turn black, and any cracking in the glaze will also absorb that carbon into those cracks. So here we are. This batch is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. They're still extremely hot. You cannot touch them with your bare hands. I get one down in the snow and I'm able to pack some snow on it, which cools it off very quickly. In this batch, I love it. Perfect batch. I'm really into kind of the rustic look. So you can see those black cracks. That's actually cracks in the glaze and carbon absorbed into there. Some old Volkswagens. So the next step, another very time-consuming process, is cleaning all of these. They're all individually made and fired, then they're all individually cleaned. So the black does not wipe off the back, but there is a little bit of soot built up just from being in a fire. And again, I get cleaning these things off, and it probably takes me longer than it should, but I can't stop looking at them in the process. I can't say thank you enough. I'm just blown away by all the support we receive every single week. Everyone watching the YouTube videos, liking, commenting, subscribing, going to the website, making purchases. There's so much great stuff coming in 2025. I'm very excited. Lots more content to come. Thank you all. Check out phillipsfishworks.com. Thanks. Love you all.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.